Would you like to get up to 90% more profits with the clients and the products that you have today? And would you like to be able to deliver higher value with less effort and less cost? Yes? So I will share with you a framework that is called the Power Ecosystem that is revolutionary, that very few entrepreneurs and business owners use today. So basically, the key is that most entrepreneurs today leave up to 90% of the profits on the table. And in that, what that means is also competing a battle that cannot be won, that the market that they're competing on does not work, that they're trying to outcompete, bigger companies that have more ad spend with similar or better products. And what it ends up with is wasting time, money, being forced to be stuck by the desk instead of enjoying family time. So I will show you these powerful solutions that take care of all these issues. So come along. So I will share with you how the Power Ecosystem can transform your business and how the Power Ecosystem can eliminate all competition and position you as the #1 expert in your specific field, okay? Yes? And you will learn why you probably do not know what business you are in, and this is huge. Most business owners today, they can spend years in their business, but they actually think that they are in the wrong business. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. I will share with you in a moment. And how this framework works with all businesses. It works for business to consumer, it works with business to business. It does not matter if you're working online or offline, if you're service-based, if you're product-based, it works for everyone. The solution is the same. This is a recession-proof system. This is no hype system. This is proven over decades and decades and decades of business and human relationship. And this will continue to work forever. Good? Yes. Okay, here we go. Are you excited? I'm excited now. Let's do this. So I will show you, here is the Dadpreneur Revolution business system. The reason I show you this is to get some context. So this is a system that is proven. It's no fancy, no hype business system. It has 9 steps. It takes you from where you are now to the success that you desire. It's really nothing fancy. It's a step-by-step process. You follow the journey, you create the results. It's that simple. The reason I want to show you this is because that's the context that we're working with. So if you see the square, the box to the bottom right, it's called the Power Ecosystem. Where is it? Ah, there it is. No, it's there. Oh my god. That's the Power Ecosystem. So that's what you're going to dig into. So that's a foundational part in any business, and most businesses start working with publications, start working with funnels way before they get the basics of creating a power ecosystem. And what happens then without the foundation, it doesn't matter what you put on top of the foundation, the house will break, the house will fall. And this is why so many people have overspending in their marketing budget, do not get the clients that they want to get, do not get the results they want. And even though their sales are starting to increase, their sales are growing, the profitability does not grow because the cost of getting clients, the cost of production is so high. So the Power Ecosystem handles all this. So yes, and I know you might be skeptical, like this sounds just way too good to be true, but it's really back to the very fundamentals of business. And business is not about money, business is about people, business is about helping people to solve important urgent problem in a way that they want the problems to be solved. That's business. So we're going to speak about the very foundation of this and how you can implement it now. Okay, let's dig into it. Are you ready? Yeah. So again, Power Ecosystem, we're zoomed in there a bit. So the problem is that most businesses are working with a product or service. That's like, it's this kind of businesses they are, right? And the problem with that is that most businesses are identifying themselves as the product or the service that they are selling. So if, for example, a car dealership, they identify themselves as, car salesman. But that's not really true. That takes all the power and all the value out of it. Or if it's, a clothes store, they are selling clothes. Or if it's an accounting company, they're an accounting company because they do accounting, right? So it makes a lot of sense. It makes people understand it quickly, but it doesn't give any value. So yes, and in a moment I will share with you like very practical examples, and you will also just in a moment understand how you can implement that in your business right here and right now. Yes, I'm back in the screen. Cool, good to see you guys. So the problems with the product or service based business is many, as you see. So first, it has a limited growth. You can only either you're limited by the amount of hours that you can sell, or you're limited by the amount of products and the cost of the product and so on that you sell. And again, it's the wrong business. When you focus on the product or your service sell, you're in the wrong business. It's not about product service, it's again about people. So product service based business have high cost of acquisition. It says it's 7 times higher cost to get a client than to retain a client, to keep a client, to continue to sell to a new client. And the problem is that most businesses do not have a system for that. And that's part of the power ecosystem, but it's much more than that. Again, it's most people have a low lifetime value, why the cost of acquisition matters so much. And when we buy new customers and we get effective in doing that, we don't get in return because the customer only buys once or twice or so on. Yeah. The problem is also when you are in a competitive business as product services, we have a global marketplace. Even if you work locally, the chances are that you have high competition. Is that it's basically high quality and low price. These are the key competing factors, and the people who are winning that are the big ones with big muscles, with big budgets. They can win and they can overspend. They even afford to lose money. Small businesses can't do that. So basically what this means is that it's a race to the bottom. It's getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and at some point there is no margin and no business works anymore. And here in Sweden, it's been like, for example, a lot of electronic companies that have been outspending each other, and a bunch of them has gone bankrupt because they're just playing this game that you can't win anymore. And finally, with these business models, it has low intimacy and it doesn't build any long-lasting relationships. So this is the background why you need the power ecosystem. So now let's dig into how you build it, okay? So here are some examples of real life businesses, and here are some examples of really business I hope we all can relate to. So here's a service-based business that build houses, right? So if you have a family, you want to move, you want to get a new house, you bought a piece of land, you call these guys and they help you build a house. Cool, right? We get that. It's been around for one of the oldest businesses around is to build a house. It can also work to build anything else. So the issue here is that they define themselves as a house building business. Yeah, it's obvious. The value is created by hours spent. So when they make the offers, like they think, how many hours will it take to build this house? How much value, how much cost will it be for the building materials? And the charge and the profits is in the products and in the building hours of the men, often guys working there, right? So growth happens through employees. It's the amount of hours that they can charge for that's limiting their growth. So for them to be able to scale their business, they need to hire more managers and more workers to build the houses. Work is over, then hopefully the client is happy because it's house standing, the people can move into the house. Cool. And a relationship starts with this when there's an offer, like someone is looking, where can I buy a house? And say, okay, you can build houses. I saw you built that house. And it finishes when the house is ready. So it's a very linear kind of short-term relationship. So that's one kind of business. I'll get into a few, and then we will help together. We'll reinvent these businesses in the power ecosystem. And don't worry, you don't need to change, all parts of your business. Not at all. Your business is the business. So this will continue to be a business where the primary value is to build houses, but we reframe it in a way to create a lot of power, a lot of leverage, and a lot of more profitability. Fair? Cool. And here's another example. It's a food store. So the food store, how do they identify themselves? So they're in the business of selling quality food, for example. Yes, it's like a bit more premium. It's quality we talk about. You like quality food? Cool. So value is created from trading products, buying and selling products. It's a very simple business, also one of the oldest businesses around. Growth happens by marketing to new clients, to get new clients into the store, or making the average client spend more. So it can be more often or bigger, higher average sales, doesn't matter. And limitation is in the local reach. It's a physical store. The size of the store, how much products you can fill in the store, and the value of the products offered. So if they sell, low, cheap products at $10 each, or if it's $1,000 each, matters a lot, right? And relationship begin basically when someone is looking for a product. I'm looking to buy some chocolate. I love chocolate, for example, and ends when the person is buying the product or when they're eating it. But it's also very short-term life cycles. You can buy there for years and years and years, but impact, you buy and you consume, and you buy and consume again, is a very short experience, and the impact of the store is basically when you are physically in the store. Here, third example, and that is a wellness coach. So it's a coach, it can be any kind of coach, but let's speak about the wellness coach. So the wellness coach is in the business of coaching people that want to feel better. Yes? So the coach and help out through coaching, right? Value is created from selling hours. So they sell X amount of hours for X amount of crowns or euros or dollars, and the clients hopefully get some results. Growth happens by selling more hours to more people. And limitation then is in the coach's working hours. They can only sell, say, 80% of their working time, the rest they need to do more, probably much less, probably more 20 or 30% of their working time they can sell. A relationship begins with the client when he's ready to buy. So, okay, client comes, I want to buy wellness coaching, just as someone comes, I want to buy chocolate, can I do it in your food store? Here comes the client, says, I want to feel better, can you help me? And it ends when the client gets the result or when the contract is terminated, basically. So here are three different examples, completely different businesses. It's service-based, it's also product-based businesses. And now we'll reshape this into the power, really use the power of the power ecosystem. So follow along and see some examples how you can use this. So first we'll look into, yes, that these guys are all misunderstanding the business they are in. So the service-based building, the company building houses, are not in the business of building houses to people. They're in the business of helping people to create the best home ever. So when we reframe that, the problem and solutions get so much more expanded. So you just can imagine, now we get much deeper into it in a minute, but imagine this owner being so, how can I build houses better? That's the main question if you're in the business of building houses better. But now the question is, how can we create the best homes ever? It's much more bigger question, and it touches so many different points. In the next example, the food store is not in the business of selling quality food. They're in the business of helping people to be healthy and happy with their families. It's much more possibilities, right? So this is shifting from a wrong identity to an identity of being product or service-based, a business selling quality food. It's a product-based business identity to a business identity that is about people, serving people, solving problems, right? And thirdly, the wellness coach is not in the business of coaching people, but is in the business of helping people to live a happier, more balanced life. True? Yes. So this is a reframing of the business identity. And just by doing that, you access a lot of the power and wisdom that lies within the power ecosystem. But let's dig deeper. So from what you do to what they get. So instead of focusing on, okay, I do accounting, or I sell food, or I build houses, you focus on the problem that you solve for your clients. Basically, people being hungry, so I solve and make them full. Or I create, as a food business, as a food store, we create happy family moments. That's the desire. So the pain is, oh, we don't have good connection because no one likes the food at home, and now we have this most amazing dinner times because the food is so delicious, because the raw material is just mind-blowing, right? So from what you do, what you sell, to solving presenting what they get, and that's by presenting them the problem they have and the solution that you found. You can do either or, but it's just a focus on the client. Yes. So now you share some examples of how you can deliver in the ecosystem, and then we dig into the three examples of how we can actually create this amazing ecosystem. Hold on, because this is intense, okay? So the ecosystem can be created of many different parts. So example deliverables can be education. So in all businesses we can have education. It does not matter. We can teach people, and we can teach people in so many different ways. Right now I'm teaching, right? And that's not necessarily key because I'm a business coach, but coaching is not much valuable. Education is much more valuable. Yes. So that's one part of the ecosystem. And a business that doesn't have education is losing a lot of both cash, but also losing a lot of impact that it can have on their ideal clients' lives. Yes. And then we can have systems. So systems we can be supported in any business. We can have softwares that support our process. It can be a system of process, like step by step. This is how you do good shopping, or this is a system how to figure out how to build a fantastic house. We can also automate things. There are this Alexa fridges, they notice what kind of, okay, now the milk is finished, what should we do? It's actually automated on the shopping list. It helps a lot, right? And it can be apps for all these kind of solutions also. So in the Power Ecosystem, we have education, we have systems, we also have content. So there can be scripts, and the difference, like education can be in all kinds of formats, but the content is actually ready-made things. So for example, in the food business, we can have recipes. That's a piece of content that you get. It's already created. You don't need to think at all. It's not education. It's already made. And in the it's like wellness business, we can have, workout program. That's a great piece of content. You don't need to think. Here's a ready-made program for the person that are in your stage of health, so to say. Yes. And then we can have services. So it's done for you services. It's like, okay, we build the house for you, or we help you build a house, we coach you to build a house, or we create a strategy for you how to build a house, or we analyze what house you need to build. It's all kind of services. We sell time for money, yes? And then we contacts. So that's like, if you're building the house, great. So we set it together, but you also need all kinds of other resources to be able to create the best house ever. So that's where contacts come in, recommendations, affiliates, and so on. And now let's dive really deep. Yeah, it's exciting. So in the business that is new, it's a completely new business. We just transformed this from a business building houses to business of creating the best homes ever. So how does an example of an ecosystem look like? I just threw this together. It took 5 minutes. And to create these other extra products more than building the houses does not have to take a lot of time. Some examples. You can create a dream home magazine. Written magazine, you can publish once a month, once a year. You can have a newsletter, email newsletter, right? You send out speaking about what is the dream home. So you can interview a lot of people. How does your dream home look like? Or people who have created their dream homes, maybe old clients or any kind of people with dream homes, right? And so that's building a relationship. It's providing a service. It's providing a vision for people that are potential buyers. So it's very early in the relationship. So it's way before. So instead of only being like, oh, I want to buy a house, whom should I go to? Here we build a relationship and build trust way before they're ready to buy. Yes. So imagine you do that relationship for 2 years and then they're ready to buy. Imagine the impact and trust, how easy it would be to choose you. So for example, you could just, as this is just fun. You could work with university research home well-being. What happens to the chemistry in the brain, in the relationship dynamics and so on, depending on how you live. Yeah, just fun thing. And you can, of course, then publish reports and education material around that. You can make a film series or whatever. It's a lot of fun. You can create a guide, a book, how to build a home for your family happiness. No builder in the world does that, right? You can create a book. It can be like a 20-page book, ebook, whatever, or you can make a print book and sell it or give it away for free. It's amazing. Your average contract is hundreds of thousands of dollars. You give this $10 book away for free. It's a guide how to build a home designed for happiness. No one speaks about that. How cool of a builder would you be? And you can sell consultation of how to create the best home ever for your family. It's a completely different perspective, but that's what people look for. They don't look for a house, they look for an experience, they look for life quality, right? So it can be an architect, of course, it creates this. It can be a feng shui expert. It can be any kind of expert. It can be a relationship expert that helps with that, and all combine it, yeah? And then how to find the company that builds a home that you want. It's an education piece, and it's super powerful. So how do you find, when you want to create your dream home, how do you find a company that understands your needs, right? And again, here you take charge of the buying process. You don't say, oh, buy from us. You educate people how to reflect on that. For example, you set a standard, say, when you're going to find a buyer, make sure that they understand your needs. And then on your sales page, you say, we are committed to understanding your needs. So you frame it so they can't buy anyone else, yes? Because you're the one that's committed to solving their problems and helping them get to their desired point mostly. And then of course we have the building service. That's the main business. It doesn't change. This is the main part of the revenue. Still on this other part you can create hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue easy. And what's powerful in this top part, you can have a million clients, and building service maybe you just have 10 a year. It's still cool. But you can have millions of clients on the other one, and you will be totally oversubscribed. You will not, if you do this top part very good, the key of the building service will be totally oversubscribed. And then afterwards, you built the house already, and then we have furniture and appliances consultation. So it can be in-house, it can be a partner, and you get an affiliate commission. They sell the laundry machine and the dryer and the kitchen, and you get a commission for that. That's no extra effort for you. It's just a beautiful service, helps your client a lot because you know their outcome. You care about how to create the best home afterwards. And then we can have security systems, we can have follow-up. The list can be made so long. But make it simple, make it fun for you. Yeah. So this is a power ecosystem for a home building company. Imagine how juicy this company is now. Imagine if you go into the world, if it's a homepage, Facebook page, it's a stand at a fair or an event, and this is what they have. Some guys are standing there with like blue jeans or like this building clothes, I don't know what it's called, and you speaking about this lifestyle, right? It's a completely different vibe. Are you going to win clients or win clients, right? So when the cost of acquisition, you can have much higher. So you can spend much more money because you have so many ways of getting return. Otherwise, the builders, your competition, they only get these 5 or 10 or whatever 20 contracts a year, but you can have a list of millions and millions of clients, right? So because you have so many levels to earn, like you sell your book and you have your list of clients paid for free. So now we can build a new home. Who wants it? Cool. This is just the first part. So you understand how good this is. This is so simple. It's so powerful. And it's recession proof. It will work forever. Just create an offer designed from the power ecosystem, and your business problems will be very different, probably much bigger, but your life can change dramatically really fast. You get it? And some people, of course, get stuck. This will take so much time. No, like to write a report, to write a newsletter of how to create dream home, or find a blogger that's already doing this, create a partnership with them. There's so many ways to do this. Yes. Okay. Here we have, this was the food store, right? But now it's a business of helping people to be healthy and happy with their families. Just by reframing, there's so many opportunities, so many possibilities. But really quick, this food store can, more than selling products, can have a cooking workshops, teach people how to cook healthy with quality, right? Because that's what they're about. And how to cook together with family. So how do you cook with kids, for example? Cool workshop or not? Yes. And then you can get to know your ingredient, education of quality ingredients. It can be in the form of newsletter. It can be a book, how to check quality when you're doing, your shopping, what origins are good, all these kind of things. Food guide for your family type. If you're a stressed family, do you spend a lot of time at home, you do a lot of sports, we give you the guide that you need. It's cool information, yes, valuable. It can be an app, whatever. Weekly recipes, obvious. Quick and healthy recipes for your family. And then we can have a premium membership, like you can have a card that many food stores has, but you can also have a premium membership. Instead of getting higher membership level from spending more, you can actually have paid memberships for getting offers, or have opening nights, or have events or parties, or journeys, or any kind of things for a selected group of members. And then you can have other kind of lectures and workshop related to food, related lifestyle, happiness. You can invite all kinds of speakers and have events on working out, family health, infinite list. Yes. And then you can give the clients a direct influence over what products are in the store. And so that creates the kind of you invite them to be creators, and all by the sudden they feel like the owner of the store, become super enthusiastic. And then of course you can have partnerships with, for example, the guys that building the house, because they also care about people. So you can have a kind of affiliate partnership, sending clients to each other and so on. So we have products, we have education, we have contacts, and we have services. You can of course add coaching to this, also like your family health coaching and so on. So this is a food store, but imagine how amazing this food store would be. How everyone would love to go. Like people who want have healthy and happy families, they would go to this food store because you care. And that's what it's all about. If you care, people get that you care, they will pay you for that care. That's what we want that intimacy. Okay, number 3. And here is the wellness coach that is now in the business of helping people to live a happier, more balanced life. You could come up with fancy punchlines. I just threw this up, just made this presentation in half an hour. So really, that's not the point, but it's about focusing on the people. It's about focusing on the solution that they desire. Yes. It could be an auto depression guy. So people who want to come to the wellness has had a burnout, or they hit the wall, as we say in Sweden. For example, it could be in education areas of happiness. It could be reports in the form of podcasts, steps to happiness, your daily routines to happiness. It could be, interviews with happy people or people that transform their life, or the keys for that or something. It's a bunch. So instead of it's like, okay, are you ready to get wellness coached? I help you. I provide you with all these resources and education. It can be books on the topic. It can be, of course, your retreats. It can be group programs. It can be you can have a meditation app. You can record your own meditation and sell the app or give it away. And even if you give it away, you build a good meditation app and you become oversubscribed, and you can sell all these other products to the same target audience. And just by selling them the app, even if it's free, the cost of that you can get it paid over and over times, because you have so many opportunities how your ideal clients can get help and service from you, and so many opportunities how they can give you money, right? That's what it's about, allowing them to spend money with you, because if you care, they will want to spend money with you. And then, bam, list of products. Oh no. Are we good? Are we on? Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. That's far out. It's all good. List of products and supplies relating in areas home, food, fitness, relationship, etc. A planning calendar, and so much else. So these are some examples of Power Ecosystem. You can implement this in any consultancy business, in any service business, in any product business. This is it. So when you sell your product today, you can do that at a competitive price. So you're competing at all these other people probably also selling, quality food, wellness coaching, whatever it is. How here you can add, this stack of these other products. Say you get this also. So if you sell your key product, they also get these other things if they're ready to buy. Otherwise, they start slower. They get to know you, start building the trust. So when the point is of buying, they already know you so well. They already understand you care so much. So the buying decision is just non-existing really, because they know who you are. They know how you show up. You like it? So again, this is really the Power Ecosystem, and you get the power of this, I hope. And it's a lot of fun. It's really cool. And so, do you want to build a business that generates growing income monthly? Because you build it on the correct foundation. So this is one step in the 3-step foundation. So we like a business that makes you the best version of yourself. This is also important. When you do this, we get in contact with people and we can really help them on a different level. So what we have here, so this is basically the system that allows you to give your family all that you can give them, all that you want to give them and more, both financially and with your presence. You do something you love, you become more present, you show up with your time. So that's the point of the Dadpreneur Revolution business system. The design, as you see in the bottom here, designed to put family first. That's super vital. And when we design a business system to be able to put family first, it's a very different structure than if we design a business for, maximum ROI, do not care about the time we put in. And what my clients and many others working in this field notice, when we are able to put family first, the rest of the things also get better. So it's no compromise, profits or family. You can do both. Yes. So this is not fancy, as I said before. It works. It's step by step. It's proven. It's time tested. Follow it. The point of most people are failing in business and struggling because they don't have a proven system that they follow the simplicity of that. And when you follow a system, you can evaluate and improve processes all the time, because business is not about perfection, it's about learning. So let's see. Yeah, so I have an invitation for you. So basically, if you want to dig in to create a successful business where you get profits and a lot of family time, just do this. Send a PM. You can connect to this page, send a PM. And you can also, in the link below here, you can download this free report. And this is a very powerful part of the foundation too. That's called a Boosted You becoming the best version of yourself. So I have a free template, a free cheat sheet, I call it, and free training, how you design life where you truly put family first. Because we're not trained to do that. We're trained to increase our ROI or our profits, but how does it look actually putting family first? So this is a cheat sheet and a training that's completely free. Take you step by step to really put yourself and design the life where you give everything you want, where you live a life of passion, where you live a life of abundance, like great profits, and when you leave a great legacy for your children. So click in the link below and send a PM if you want to get started to create a Dadpreneur Revolution business system where you don't need to live any compromises anymore. You deserve it, and your family deserves it. Thank you for staying on the training. Bye.